Hello all once again. Welcome back to the Winter's Residency. Grim here as usual. As you can tell by my getup, this is going to be a little less of a serious video. I'm essentially just going to be talking at you during this because guess what? I'm going to defend Resident Evil 6 and I'm going to do it in the least academic way possible. By that I mean I wrote down bullet points. And I'm reading directly from these. The very first, I have 5 bullet points. The very first one says, embrace some whimsy. So let's get started. So, first up, as I said, embrace some whimsy. Do I remember what I meant exactly when I wrote this down? No, I'm making stuff up on the spot. Which is, I hope is why you're here. I hope you enjoy this. If not, I'm so sorry. Embrace some whimsy. Okay? Resident Evil 6, it's a really stupid game. Lore-wise, in my opinion. There is so much going on constantly, and it is basically almost entirely irrelevant to, like, everything else going on, I think. Almost entirely irrelevant. It's like, I'm thinking of games that, chronologically come after Resident Evil 6, and I can't think of like a single thing that fully references the stuff going on there because there's like so much that was just abandoned. I'm not sure if they meant, I wanted to do research, but I didn't feel like it. But I'm not sure if they meant to continue on, because I heard somebody say that they wanted to keep Sherry, and then they replaced her with Rose's thing in the Shadows of Rose DLC. Which, I love Rose, don't get me wrong. Please, for the love of God, bring Sherry back. I miss her so much. Please. But yeah. Lore-wise and relevancy to everything else, it's so irrelevant. Which is hilarious to me. Yeah, embrace some whimsy. It's a fun game. I hate the game. But I love the game. But I hate the game, but I love the game. You don't get it, you don't get it. So our second bullet point here says, get a friend, loser. I'm so sorry for calling you that. Get a friend. What? Okay. If not a single one of your friends is willing to play this stupid game with you, they're not real friends. Cut them off right now. Get new friends. I'm joking. Or just play by yourself. I know an AI can be so annoying, but it's really funny. And again, another thing, if your friends can't physically play the game with you, stream the game to them. Play the game while you're in the same room with them. And just have somebody with you. Playing games is like so much more fun, depending on if you're that type of person. Playing games can be so much more fun if you just have somebody with you. That's like actively paying attention too. Because there's a difference between just like playing alone and then glancing to your side and like being anxious, like, oh my god, did they just see me die in that really embarrassing way? Oh, they're not even paying attention, okay. And, like, actually having somebody actively, like, engage with you during this stuff, you know? A big thing about Resident Evil 6 is, since it's multiplayer, you need a second person. It gives you an AI, which, I don't know, that's the thing, like, you have to deal with Sherry, no. You have to deal with Ashley in Resident Evil 4 getting fucking, language, my fault. Getting, like, grabbed all the time and, like, running directly into your line of fire. But that's because she can't defend herself. At least these AI, they can defend themselves. And if I'm remembering correctly, it's not like Resident Evil Revelations 2, where you have to switch back and forth in order for the other person to do anything. No, I think those guys kind of just, like, they do stuff. Like, they'll help you up if you go down and stuff. Like, they're actually useful. So I don't understand why playing with an AI is such a bad thing. And here's the thing, that gameplay over there, it's not mine. Don't say anything. It's not mine. We're gonna pretend that that's me over there playing that. Everything else I pretty much do. Everything else I play. But I wanted to show like some sort of gameplay of somebody playing solo, just like as an example to the side. All my other videos that have had gameplay and stuff in the background, that's been me. pretty much. Like okay, yeah, the Daughters DLC from Resident Evil 7, the Mercenaries gameplay, Resident Evil 4 and Resident Evil 8, the Ethan Must Die gameplay, that's all been me. Like, I have those games, but I unfortunately, I don't have Resident Evil 6. I'm trying to get my hands on it at some point in time once I have money, but, yeah, you know, I don't have money. So, um, yeah, I'm working on it. I unfortunately don't have a game. That's all. That's just gameplay because I wanted you to see something. Sorry. Next bullet point, tedious but fun. It is a very tedious game, and I'm gonna work the next bullet point in, which it says it's just old, which is true. It's a pretty old game. Now there are older games that are like older than this one, and they're easier to play. But comparing it to Resident Evil 5, Resident Evil 6 is peak gameplay because you can actually move while you're aiming. It's really tedious. There's a lot of timer stuff. There's a lot of survivability stuff. Like just a lot of tedious things you gotta do. But if you just embrace some whimsy, you can have fun with the game. If you don't go in with a hater mindset, you can have fun. You know? You just have to will it within yourself to try and enjoy it. Because if you don't give it a chance, then how are you supposed to enjoy it? I will say I am a bit of a hypocrite in that sort of thing, because I'll watch shows like one episode, and if the first episode isn't enough to intrigue me, I probably won't continue. But like, I feel like shows and games are so much different, especially if you're like an actual fan of Resident Evil games, because like you're gonna like completely avoid and like dog on this one game because it's multiplayer and you don't want to do it with an AI. The AI are useful. They can bring you up and stuff. I already said that, but like they're useful. You know, like they do stuff for you. That's the thing. And other games, you're kind of just like on your own. If you go down, you go down. Like that's it. And yeah, you just gotta give it a chance. Like I said, I cut myself off. I think I'll go into shows one episode, and if it's not enough for me, I'm out. But that's because it's a completely new thing. If you're not new to Resident Evil, then I understand your, wait, what? No. If you're new to Resident Evil, then I'd understand, like, disliking Resident Evil 6 because of how tedious it is and stuff. But I wouldn't say that Resident Evil 6 is a good introductory to the series, you know? Like, you gotta be, there's a bunch of other games that people play to interact, and then you'll go back and play the multiplayer ones, like Revelations 2, Resident Evil 5, Resident Evil 6, blah blah. And like nobody really likes these games because you need a second person or the plotline is stupid. Do I have some news for you? It's all stupid. That's like, Resident Evil is a serious game series. Don't get me wrong. However, it can be really stupid sometimes. Like, you're telling me this little girl is going around and throwing up mold creatures, and now you're fighting for your life to get your wife who went missing for 3 years because you're loyal like that. That's stupid. The games are stupid. Let's be honest here. Like, not to be mean, but they are. I love Resident Evil, but it's really stupid sometimes. I feel like some people maybe take it too seriously, maybe, and that's why they can't find it within themselves to enjoy the dumb plot lines like Resident Evil 6, which you gotta appreciate that man turning into a dinosaur, a T-Rex to be specific. I'll find a picture somewhere and I'll post it probably like right about here. When I mention it, it'll probably pop up. But yeah, that's stupid, but that's like it's so stupid, it's fun. And like, I don't know, maybe I'm just a weirdo for enjoying tedious stuff, but like, come on, just embrace some whimsy. Our last bullet point, which I unfortunately have to work through fast because I was yapping too much and putting myself on a timer, and I have limited amount of gameplay. Piers. Piers broke my heart. What happened to him at the end of the game? Spoilers, I'm so sorry. I don't know what you're expecting. Um, what happened? Like, okay, when I started playing Resident Evil 6 with my aunt, shout out Yasmin, um, I hated Pierce. And then by the end of it, I was still pretending to hate him, but I was heartbroken. I miss him. I miss my boy so much. I wish he could come back so badly. Pierce, come home. The kids miss you. And, that's about it for defending Resident Evil 6 today. Our next one should be... Oh, it'll be a fun one. I'm looking at my notes. Our next one's gonna be a fun one. I'm going to explain why I hate Mia Winter's guts. So, that'll be exciting, because I'm going to be screaming, likely. Maybe. I don't know. I'll raise my voice a little every now and then. Maybe. But it's gonna be fun. Just tune in. You'll love it. Trust. Unless you love, Mia, then don't tune in. You're gonna hate my guts. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, like, subscribe, turn on notifications, all of that gives me life, and a reason to keep going. Yeah, that's all. Thank you so much. Bye.